for Niner Empire. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. If you're into 49ers news, rumors, you tuned into the right YouTube channel. On the Jay in the Bay YouTube channel, that's all we talk about here is the San Francisco 49ers. Feel free to hit the like button and make sure you subscribe to Jay in the Bay YouTube channel for all 49ers news, updates, live streams, anything 49ers, you can come to Jay in the Bay YouTube channel. But we've got to talk about the 49ers' most uncertain position group heading into the offseason. We could easily say the quarterback room we're assuming we're going to trade Jimmy G. It's all just not a matter of if, but when at this point. Trey Lance obviously is a young guy. It would only be his third start of his career. Football is won and lost in the trenches. The 49ers, I think we're stout on the defensive line, but on the offensive line, I think this is our most uncertain position group. Obviously, we're set at left tackle for years to come with the big silver back, Trent Williams. Obviously, he had the best season of his career. If you're a fan of PFF rankings, he was the number one PFF ranked player all season. So we're clearly set at the left tackle position. At left guard, John Lynch in 2017 made a great trade for Laken Tomlinson. Tomlinson, since 2017, he's only missed one game. I mean, that's incredible. He's been an Ironman at the position, but Laken Tomlinson is a free agent this offseason, and he will earn every penny that he gets, whether it's from us or another team. Laken Tomlinson deserves to be paid as, I would say, easily a top 5 to top 7 guard, and they're making easily, $12 million and up. So if that's what Lincoln and his representation want, which I can't blame, to get the most money you can get, football we know is a brutal sport. I don't know if the 49ers will want to pay that type of money to a guard, especially when we've made draft picks with Aaron Banks, with Jalen Moore. So we'll see what happens, but we would love to have Laken Tomlinson back, but if not, there will be someone in that position who presumably I would assume would be Aaron Banks, who, hey, he didn't play at all his rookie year, so that would be a question mark at that left guard spot. Alex Mack, the vet who's spent time with Kyle Shanahan, with the Atlanta Falcons, with the Cleveland Browns. We brought over Alex Mack this past offseason on a free agent deal. Now, Alex Mack, I think he started off a little bit slow at the beginning of the season last year, but I think he played some of his best ball toward the end of the season and in the playoffs. But Alex Mack, at the end of the season, he's not sure if he wants to play this upcoming season. He may retire. He is in the twilight stage of his career. So there's uncertainty there. I definitely think the 49ers need to address the center position in the draft. I love to use the analogy Peyton Manning and Jeff Saturday. Trey Lance needs his Jeff Saturday, and hopefully we can get that player in this draft this year. We have a plethora of draft picks. We go to the right guard spot. Daniel Brunskill. He's a versatile player. He's a utility guy. He can play any position on the offensive line. You name it, center, guard, either tackle position. But I don't want him to be my starting right guard. I think he's solid, but I think we could definitely use an upgrade at that position. There's no doubt Brunskill knows the system. He's a veteran at this point of his career, but I think we can do a little bit better at that right guard spot. And as of right now, I don't think there's a player on the roster right now who's better at that right guard spot than Brunskill, so the 49ers will need to address that position, whether it be in the draft or in free agency. Brunskill is a restricted free agent, but basically that means the 49ers can offer him a contract, and I believe another team can offer Brunskill a higher amount of compensation, but the 49ers have the opportunity to match that. Brunskill, he's not an elite guard. I think we will bring him back, though, just due to his versatility, but hopefully we can upgrade that right guard spot. I've got to talk about Mike McGlinchey, first-round draft pick. I think the first 2 years of his career when he was lined up opposite Joe Staley were his best years. I think McGlinchey is pretty good as a run blocker, but pass blocking, he can struggle a bit. Unfortunately, Mike McGlinchey, he suffered that quad injury last year. And it wrecked the rest of his season. He was out for the rest of the year. I think McGlinchey played at least I would say at least 4 to 6 games, somewhere between there. And then unfortunately he got hurt and he was out for the rest of the year. Now the type of injury that Mike McGlinchey had is a quad injury, and I've been hearing rumors that it's not as simple as, oh, you tear it, it's repaired, you rehab, and you're good to go. This is one of those injuries where it's been shown that a lot of players have not been able to be their normal self after this type of injury. And we don't know the status of Mike McGlinchey. So Mike McGlinchey is in the 5th-year option of his contract. This is the last year. I would be surprised if we bring him back next year. Tom Compton did fill in well for Mike McGlinchey, but I don't want to go with Tom Compton in at the right tackle spot as my starter. Like, if he's a backup, okay, sure, but I don't want him to be my starter. And there's uncertainty. Obviously, Trent Williams, he's the most certain. We know he'll be there. He's got a long-term contract with the Niners. Lincoln Thomas is a free agent. Alex Mack, we don't know. He might retire. Brunskill is also a free agent. And then Mike McGlinchey, his status is in the air with his recovery from his injury. So we need to have a established, stout offensive line for the young bull in Trey Lance. I don't want to see him running around all over the place on every other snap. We've seen when Jimmy doesn't have protection, he's not able to really overcome that. I think Trey can overcome that, but I still think we need to have an established offensive line, a veteran offensive line, and at least in some spots. You know, you got Trent, but I think eventually one of the guards is going to have to start. You look at, Aaron Banks or Jalen Moore. One of those two guys probably will start next year. And I totally understand that because the 49ers have made investments in the draft at the offensive line. But I think going into the offseason, this is the most uncertain position for the 49ers, and I think it's the offensive line. It'd be interesting to see what moves they'll make in free agency and the draft, because you got to be able to protect the quarterback, and you got to be able to have an offensive line that can create holes in the running game. So looking forward to the offseason. Thanks for watching your boy, J in the Bay. I'll see you guys in the next one. Go Niners.